Hello there folks, and welcome to the heroic guide on Kargath Bladefist, the first boss in Highmaul. On one side of the arena we have Kargath Bladefist, the fierce and ferocious gladiator, and on the other side we have the fantastic guild Ironbrew. The fight takes place in the arena and at times also on top of the stands, fighting against a cheering crowd. In the arena we have the boss himself, 3 fire pillars that during the fight pops up through the ground and leaves a giant circle of fiery death to enjoy. This happens every 20 seconds and the affected area is about an 8 yards radius. We also have 3 tiger pits which will insta-kill you if you fall down into them. Trust me, I have accidentally blinked right into one and I died within seconds, so don't try it. From the stands, the crowd will throw things at you, mostly bombs and puddles of goo, but this only happens as the fight progresses. Kargath himself has a number of horrible attacks and I'm just gonna list them all right off the bat. First we have Impale. This attack is used on the current tank and it does massive amounts of damage for about 8 seconds. During those 8 seconds the tank is stunned and can't do anything. If the tank survives the attack, he or she gets a debuff called Open Wounds. This debuff makes the tank take even more damage from future impales. Impale happens every 30 seconds, so the attack and the following debuff requires a tank switch. We also have Blade Dance, a wonderful attack in which Kargath Bladefist during 10 seconds attacks a random raid target. He charges you, he damages you, and then quickly runs off to do the same towards one of your other raid members. If anyone is closer than 7 yards from you, they will also suffer from this attack. You can't avoid the attack at all, and Kargath prefers to slice and dice ranged members. The next attack is Berserker Rush. He targets a random player at range, so this means range, DPS, healers, and melee that are lost and can't find the boss. Kargath walks with a quick pace for about 20 seconds towards his target. While he does this, he also attacks anything that stands in front of him. This is an insta-kill mechanic, so anyone that gets hit dies right away. The only way to stop Kargath from this attack is to lead him into one of the fiery circles. He will then smush the pillars, curse you all, and stop the attack. The best way to deal with this attack is for the healers and the ranged DPS to stand near the back of a fiery circle, and then when Kargath does this attack you run behind the circle so that Kargath just runs straight into it. Kargath's movement speed increases every 2 seconds while walking towards you, so there is no way to outrun it. The next and final ability is called Chain Hurl. Kargath punts all players within melee range backwards, and then he hurls the 5 closest players up into the stands. Make sure that you have a designated team that runs in right after the punt so that they get chosen for the task. Before you get comfortable with the fight, I recommend that you send a tank, 1 healer and then 3 DPS. Mainly DPS that can do a lot of AoE. We'd usually choose 2 warriors and a death knight for the job, but for example a combat rogue would do an excellent job of dealing huge amount of AoE damage. From experience, I don't recommend sending a mage up there, since the mages have to save all their AoE attacks up to that point, and the mages just simply does more damage down on the ground. The players that are sent up in the stands can jump down at any time they want, but they can only stay up there for about 45 seconds. After that, they get punted down into the arena again. If you jump down freely, make sure that you do not jump down into Tiger Pit. It can happen, so watch out. The players that are sent up into the stands want to stay there for as long as possible because they are trying to kill 3 kinds of ads up there. We have for example the drunken bile slingers. These slingers throw mauling brew into the arena. The brew makes a lot of damage on impact and it also leaves a big patch of goo that hurts you if you stand in it. The next attack is called Wild Breath and this stuns the players in front of him. This only affects the players in the stands, so the tank that are up in the stand should face the the Bileslinger away from other players. The next ads are Iron Bombers, and guess what? They throw iron bombs on the players. These hurt with a moderate amount of damage, and they leave a dot for 10 seconds on the affected player. When they die up in the stands, they also leave bombs after them on the ground, so people that are up in the stands are the only one that need to stay out of the blast radius. And the last ads are the Iron Grunts, and these ads only attack players that are up in the stands. They grapple players and deal a moderate amount of damage, and then they slow you for about 25%. Heroism and Bloodlust should be used during the beginning of the fight, since there's not anything to watch out for and all players have their cooldowns, so it's better to just use that right away. And that is basically all the information that you need to know about Kargath Bladefist. Now you know all his attacks, you know his weaknesses. Have fun taking him down. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Next up, we will take a look at Tectus.